Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fred Duff. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and this is going to be an extraordinary night tonight. I think you're going to enjoy what you're here. I want you to relax. Nobody's after your money. We don't need your money, but this is about making some money, and it's about taking care of the most precious thing we have, our health. I've learned one thing about bad health: you'll spend all your wealth to try to get your health back. And tonight we're going to talk about a few things that's going to just be, I think, mind changing and philosophy changing when it comes to taking care of yourself. I cannot think of a better co-host in the whole wide world. She's been gone for 3 weeks, suffering for the cause in Tahiti. Poor thing. Come back. I thought she was white when she left. She come back like looks like Hawaiian tan now. I don't know what's going on, but she looks lovely, and we're so excited to have her on the Zoom tonight. Ashley, let me just say this about Ashley. She'll bring up our special guest in a moment. Ashley and her husband have built one of the largest international companies in this industry that there is. And the only reason they have been able to build not only in the United States, but internationally is because the number one thing they love to do is have fun and help people have an extraordinary life. And she's going to share a little bit of her life and her background with you. She's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And I am excited to have her. So Ashley, please take over and make me look good.
I'll do my best, Fred. I am so glad to be back. I'm glad to be sitting here in this chair with you. I got the best co-host in the whole world. So anyway, I just a little bit about myself and what you're here. So I just want to welcome, first of all of our guests here tonight, and just relax. What you're about to see, we have two things to offer, and I think you'll like to see what we have to offer. One, if not both. Just like yourself, me and my husband, Todd, we're going right through life just like you. And, I had my dream job of being a stay-at-home mom. That's all I ever wanted to do when I grew up. And so I was getting to live out that dream job. And my husband, Todd, was a high school football coach. That man ate, slept, and breathed football. So he had his dream job. So although we both had our dream job, it wasn't giving us necessarily our dream life. We woke up at 30 something years old and 3 kids at the time, living paycheck to paycheck. And I don't know about you, but if any of you have ever done that before, live paycheck to paycheck, it's not fun, right? It's hard work, actually, trying to figure out what bills to pay, when to pay it so it doesn't bounce. And, I can just tell you that we saw what you're about to see. We'd never done anything like this in the end ever before. We didn't grow up to do this. Nobody ever does, but we wanted something different. We wanted something better for our family, and other than living paycheck to paycheck. And we'd done everything traditionally the right way. And so we got started on a very part-time basis, but over time it walked us right into a full-time income. So I can just tell you this is real what you're about to see, because the most important thing is that we've got real products that give you real results. And that's what matters at the end of the day. So the name of our company is Partner.co. We are a global company. I mean, we're in over 50 countries around the world, not to mention all right here in the United States, but then 50 plus countries all around the world. I mean, from, Peru, Mexico, Colombia, Australia, Japan, China, the French Polynesian. I mean, what about going and getting businesses over there? I mean, how about that, to have a global business? So what makes us really unique and different from any other company out there is that we're partnered with doctors from all around the world. So all of our products are doctor created, but yet they're backed by science. And the one thing that all of our doctors have in common is a no compromise philosophy. But what does that really mean for you and I? What it means is that all of our products come at clinical doses. They're not just fairy dusted with the ingredients like the products that we go buy off the shelves. But also, too, they have a no compromise philosophy across the board. So that means that we have 0 negative ingredients within our products. So we have over 100 products within our company. We have anything from clean energy drinks to liquid superfoods, nutritional supplements, balancing hormones and weight loss, athletic performance, you name it, we have it. We just sit right in the middle of 7 different multi-billion-dollar industries out there. I don't know about you, but I was already buying 1 to 3 different products in any one of these 7 different industries. The problem is that although I was buying them from, the big box stores or ordering them online, I would take the products and I wasn't getting any real results. So now I've got a product sitting in my shelf that's just going to wasted money. So what I did is just redirect my spending through myself, get high quality products. But at the end of the day, what really matters is real results. And that's what you get with our products. But although we have over 100 products, we're only going to talk about this one product, the Slenderize system, the body balancing drops, skinny drops, liquid discipline, happy drops, magic drops. They got a lot of nicknames because everybody's body's different. Everybody's body gets a little bit different results from them, but they all get great results. And that's what really matters. So it's 2 bottles that come in a box. The first bottle is Slenderex. It's a clear liquid. It's a blend of over 10 different plant leaf extracts. You're just going to put it underneath your tongue 3 times a day. And what it's going to do is going to help support your thyroid, whether it's high or low. It's going to help support your pancreas and get it back into balance. It's going to help detox your body. And then the second bottle is Accelerate. And you're going to put it underneath your tongue twice a day. And what it is, it's a blend. It's got your pure form of your B12. It's got your biotin in there. It's got your rhodiola, your rosehip, your ashwagandha root. So now we are increasing our energy. We're increasing our metabolism. We're boosting our moods. I don't know about you, but that's a great thing for me, but yet also stabilizing out our cortisol levels. As we get bombarded with stress, like we do all day long, this helps keep that leveled out. And those, I would love for Carrie. Carrie's our special guest tonight. She has been working with this product like us for over 10 years now. And I can just tell you, she comes at this a little bit different aspect, but I want her to just talk about for just 1 second the drops and bringing them between the pancreas and then also our cortisol levels and what that actually helps our bodies start doing when we get those kind of balanced out. Carrie, are you with us?
I am. Yes, I am. Yeah. So we've been using the drops. I've been with Partner Co. I started out, I'm the ancient. I started out with RX. So I've been here for almost 10 years now. And my job as a nurse and also as a wellness coach is I was always trying to regulate people's blood sugars. And the fact that we could use the drops and help to balance the blood sugars within the body, that's when we found that people were starting to release weight. But that's when everything in the body changes. So you regulate the blood sugars and everything just in the body, it just starts healing from the inside out, which is awesome. I think I was telling you earlier today, like we've used the drops on so many people to help with their metabolism and their thyroid, their insulin, their cortisol levels, and all that good stuff. But for years, I personally did not use them because of the fact that I didn't need to release weight. So I didn't think I needed this. And then I got into my 40s and all of a sudden I started having the night sweats and my cortisol levels were going up with holding 3 jobs and 3 kids and helping my mom and everything. And I could tell like I needed this too. Well, as soon as I got on the drops, within just days, I was no longer having night sweats and my cortisol levels went down. My anxiety levels went down. I started sleeping better. I had not slept for probably at least 20 years in a row. And first time I slept through the night, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it was just such a deep, deep sleep. It's almost like I was catching up for 20 years. But I found that between using the drops and following the food list that we have, which is naturally low glycemic and naturally anti-inflammatory, my body just started healing from the inside out. And I just started feeling better. So I am definitely, I'm gung-ho on the drops for sure.
Yeah. So, Carrie, we're not a diet, right? We're not a weight loss. We're not a fad that's going to be coming through town. This is what makes us really unique and different from it. Now, we're not a magic pill either. So no. the drops only work if they get in your body. They do not work sitting in the bottle. So you have to take the drops and then the approved food list. So because everybody's body is so different, right? We're not a one size fits all. We don't put you in that kind of box. So we find out what your goal is. What is it that you're wanting with the drops? A lot of it is weight loss for most of us, but that's the beauty of what you have your hands on. Weight loss is the side effect. And what gets lost out there is the so many other wins that we have along the way of losing the weight, right? And that's what you just shared with us is the sleeping better, right? The no more night sweats and the hot flashes. And if your body's not needing to lose the weight, then you're not going to lose the weight, right? So just, and you're a mom, of, is it 4
Three.
kids?
Three.
Sorry,
Please
I
don't
was
do
trying to
four.
give
Just
you an
three.
extra
Three's
one.
enough.
Sorry. I have to go 4, so I was just trying to give you my extra. Actually, no, I'm kidding. But I mean, you had a career, and your mom, your wife, and now you're a caretaker, and so I think that's important to show is that these drops are for your total body balance and system, because we aren't just about the weight loss.
Right. For sure. Yes. One of the things that I really noticed, of course, being a mom and a wife and everything else, that is stressful. When you have a full-time job, that can be stressful. Just balancing life in general is very stressful. And when I started taking the drops, of course, I could definitely tell a difference in my cortisol levels for sure. My mom has Lou Gehrig's disease, and so I'm also a caretaker for her. So just trying to juggle life in general. And a lot of times I find that as long as I have my drops on me, like I feel like I can deal with life a whole lot better than if I don't have my drops on me. I might, if I finish up my 28-day supply or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I'll go a few days. And it's by day 3, I'm like, nope, I got to get back on my drops. I just feel, I have to. My body just needs it right now in the stage of the life that I'm in right now. So totally makes a difference for sure.
And women and even men. I mean, men have stress too. Men
Yes.
have hormones as well, right? Although they lose weight faster than we do, which is not fair, but you know what? We'll give you that, right?
Right.
So this is for everybody. And what I'm going to do is just kind of go through and share some, different, all ages, all body types, all ethnics. So we got Sarah, and you can just tell this is where she is in life. Like, I don't know about you, but this is like a picture worth 1,000 words right here, and that's what this drops have helped her with, is just balancing her body and no more hot flashes. And then we've got Tanya, and you can just see the transformation that happened in just 12 days of inflammation that has come down out of her, and just her face alone. And then we've got Ursula, mother of 6. We're all busy. We all have extremely busy lives. And when we live at the ball fields and the cheerleading gyms and the gymnastic gyms, and it's hard to eat right, but she shows you how easy it is that you can just take these drops on the road with you and do that. And then we've got Randy, who's down, actually it's over 150 something pounds now. I think it's 151 pounds since October 31st, which is, blowing our minds. But, somebody asked him, are you starving yourself? No, I don't know if you saw that approved food list, but there's tons of foods on that approved food list. Just eat from the approved food list.
Right.
And then we've got Misty's transformations. AJ, who's a coach, down over 100 pounds. There's so many wins than just the weight loss. Kim, who's got muscular dystrophy, she cannot exercise. And like all of us, we're all experts of our body, and we're all experts of diets and weight losses, right? We know what works for our body, but all of a sudden we hit an age, and what worked for us before is not working for us now. Well, Kim never quite had that. But yet she's been an expert of every diet and every weight loss out there, because she's been on it all, even doctor prescribed diets. So her daughter actually brought her a box of drops home for her to start on. And like everybody, like, what in the world are these 2 bottles in a box going to really do for me? So she got started, in over 8.5 months, she's lost 92 pounds. But hear me, on any and everything, nothing else. That was 5 years ago. So she's been able to maintain her weight. And this is her journey, not mine, not anybody else's. This is her journey. So we just get to be a part of that journey and love her where she's at, and keep going if that's her will. So she's down 92 pounds. Now she's got her life back. She's on the back of a four-wheeler of her grandson right out a year ago. She could have never done that 5 years ago. Robin, who's down now almost 100 pounds, who since she was 14 years old been on a diet and never had success. For the first time in her life, she's got hope again and having success. And that's what you've got your hands on with our drops. And so Sonia, 24 pounds, that's huge, you know, and just getting her energy back and feeling better hormonally. Same for Mandy. So I don't care if it's 1 pound. I don't care if it's 100 pounds. It matters. It all matters because it also takes an effect in our energy levels and having more energy that's not caffeine induced. That's huge for every single one of us out there, because I haven't met a person yet that doesn't wake up every morning searching for some kind of energy, and it's usually some liquid induced, right? Like that coffee or energy drinks. But then we got, you know, Brittany here who's got PCOS. And when I met her, she was, you know, had no hope. She was looking at surgery. And, you know, we told her just start the drops. She's like, I'm going to do the drops, but they're not going to work. Like, why would they work for her, right? She's been on a doctor prescribed diets. Well, guess what? They did. She's down over 100 pounds now, and she's regained her life. No more hormonal headaches that would put her down and for a day at a time. And then that's her mother getting to do that with her. And look at her success. Then we've got Lori. Again, all ages, all body types, and every bit here of success. At 21 pounds, you can just see the difference in Melissa. And then David and Dina. And Stephanie, hormonally, she only lost 12 pounds. And not only, I don't mean to take only, but 12 pounds is a lot. I mean, she's not like she had any weight to really lose, but the biggest thing for her was just having more energy and feeling better. And then Liz, who's down 70 pounds, Jerry and Allison, and then Tammy. I mean, you can just see the transformations that are happening. Again, all ages and all body types. And then Talia, just mentally, the anxiety coming off, being able to come off some of those medications. That she's a nurse as well, and being able to come off some of those medications. Krista, mother of 3, her and her husband's a fireman. They've been able to do this together. Chelsea, again, a nurse, being able to come off. Her biggest wins are coming off some anxiety medications. I love Ashley and Reese's story because, you know, Ashley just got started, and she'll tell you that the 15 pounds that she lost, that's not her biggest win. Her biggest win is no more night sweats. But Reese is actually down now over 60 pounds. But what I love about it is because he, just like everybody else, like, why in the world would 2 bottles in a box work? Like, that's not real. It's a scam. He called them snake oil, and basically just kind of laughed at his wife, Ashley, and said, they're not going to, you know, it's not going to work. I'm going to prove you wrong. So he took the drops and ended up being down 15 pounds his first month. But so that got his attention. And now I think it was just 4 months or 5 months, he lost over 50 pounds. And then now, you know, it's been about a year and he's down over 60 pounds. But more importantly, he went and got blood work done. And that's where, you know, because he's very analytical, love the man, but he's very analytical. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to take this a step further because blood doesn't lie. And went and got blood work done. And I think he would say that he's probably got the best test results ever from his blood work. And that's from doing the drops and eating from the approved food list. And then we got Ernest and Rayshawn. Dr. Crystal, autoimmune. You know what she'll tell you is that she now weighs less than the amount of weight that she lost. That's huge. Just think about that for 1 minute. She weighs less than the amount of weight she lost. And then we've got Jennifer. So you can just see all ages, again, and all different body types, because everybody's body's different. Everybody comes here with different goals and objectives in mind. And that's what I love about what our system has here, is that it just kind of meets you wherever you are in life. And we get to be a part of that health transformation with you. All right. So we just talked about one product, Fred, out of 100 that we have our hands on. I'm going to kind of switch gears for just a minute and talk business, because over the last couple of years, on a global scale, what's happened is kind of created this perfect storm for our industry and for our company. It's kind of taken 4 markets and really merged them together. That one being that health and wellness industry. Today, everybody is way more aware of their health than what they were a couple of years ago. And then to that technology, everybody on a global scale really this little bitty gadgets really shrunk the world on a global scale like it has, and how the masses can utilize this so much more today than what they did a couple of years ago. And then that home-based business world, everybody was sent home a couple of years ago, but nobody really wants to stay at home. But yet everybody's also looking for an extra stream of income also too, because the cost of living out there is so high. Everything is outrageous, from gas to groceries to electric bills, everything. It just costs so much to even move today. So, but yet nobody wants to be confined to the cubicle, and nobody wants to be confined to their time. So, but yet they don't want to be confined to their home. We want that flexibility and that mobility to be able to work where we want to and when we want to. That's what you got your hands on here. And then this last piece of equation that just happens so organically that we don't even think about it is that mobile transaction world. A couple of years ago, you might have one mobile transaction app on your phone of, that Venmo world where you pay the dog sitter or the babysitter. I didn't have any of it. Now you don't have just one, you've got probably 3 or 4 of them. So it's not a matter of if you have it, it's which one do you have it? And I'll just send you $15 or $20. How much do I owe you? Right. So people send money through that mobile app world without a blink anymore. And so it's really merged all those markets together to create this amazing perfect storm for what I'm about to show you as a business here. And this is how easy it is for us. For $29.95, Fred, one time. That's not once a month. That's a one time. Get you a global virtual franchise or a membership, which however you want to utilize it is totally up to you. It's a one-time fee. I don't know about you, but I've never seen anything that's just a one-time fee, right? And then the digital tools that you get to go with that is really priceless. You get a website that you can see right there to, run your business in a global scale. You have access to all those countries that we talked about beforehand. You get a back office that keeps track of everything for you, from your orders to your customers to, most importantly, your paychecks. You get an app that you can download. We got tons of training to go along with this. So it's a mass of digital tools that you get with this $29.95. Then this is how easy it is to get started. It's we buy in bulk here. It's a 4-pack of drops. And when you sell 3, you get yours for free. And when you sell those 3, not only do you get your box for free, but it also covers the cost of that membership. So now you've got a free membership or a free global virtual franchise business, however you want to look at it, and a free box of drops. I don't know about you, but I like free. But I'll tell you what I don't like. I cannot sell. So I hear the word sell, I immediately go, that's not for me. I can't do it because I can't sell. I don't have a salesman bone in my body. I never have, never could. I couldn't sell ice on the hottest day here in Florida or Texas if my life depended on it. But you know what I can do? I can share. And that's all we do. We just share our journey. So you could have 2 choices here. You can buy in bulk with a 4-pack, or if you're big business minded, you can do a 10-pack and buy in bulk and get that price down per box even cheaper. And so you can just see the retail for $176 out there. And when you buy them in for a 4-pack or a 10-pack, that gets that cost down even more. So it just depends on which way you want to go. It's totally up to you. So as you start sharing your journey, we have got a system that just sets you up for success right out the gate and launches your business in less than 10 minutes. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in the industry, Fred. It's really easy. It's an app that you download. It's called Boards. You'll download it on your phone. And when you do that, just get with the person that invited you. And when you do, when you tell them you got that app downloaded, we'll send you that link. They will. And it'll upload right into that app right there for you. And here's the best part, Fred, my favorite part is that we hold your hand. We help you launch your business immediately. And then once you do that, now we're starting to take those drops that you bought in bulk, and now we're turning them into profits. And that's the difference. That's that income that comes into your Venmo, your Cash App, your PayPal, your Zelle, whichever one that you choose, or just good old fashioned cash. I don't know about you, but that still works this day and age. It takes those drops, and now we're turning them into profits. And that's that income that makes a difference in your household today, tomorrow, and next week. And that is huge. But Fred, this might be my favorite part. We are so much more than just selling a box of drops. We are about changing people's lives from a health standpoint and now a financial standpoint. And so by being so much more than just a box of drops here is that we're now we're a real business. And so our company, we have the #1 compensation plan in the industry. Don't take my word for it. You can go look that up right against you, Fred, in the Better Business Home Success Home magazine. You can find it there. It was voted on out of over 10,000 companies in this industry. We have the #1 compensation plan. Because why is that? Because we actually pay out 9 different ways here within our company. Fred, that to me is remarkable because I've never been paid 9 different ways for doing one simple thing. Have you?
Oh, no. Not only not being paid different 9 ways, I used to pray to just get paid as a bricklayer. And I was thinking about that $29.95 to get started. I couldn't even buy a shovel to get started in the brick masonry industry 40 years ago. Couldn't buy a shovel for that. But look what we get for $29.95 and a small investment. This is mind-boggling. The idea of 9 major ways of getting paid. Most people pray to get paid once. And if COVID didn't teach us anything, it told us our health is the most fragile thing we have, and our income flow can be the second most fragile thing. Why not have multiple?
Absolutely. And you know what? We just help people change their life from a health standpoint, feel better, have more energy, right? And sit in the middle of something that they're already paying out there anyway in one of those different industries that we talked about, get great high quality products, and then teach the next person to go do the same thing. Then to get paid is really easy. We just have a subscribe and save. It's 100 points worth of product or $150, whichever one comes first. Listen, that unlocks that weekly paycheck. That unlocks a total 30% discount that you get within our company of all 100 products. And there's no contract here, and that can be changed up, those products, every single month if you so choose. But here's the best thing. It can be a customer. It doesn't even have to be you. And also, too, if you choose, you could take that product and turn around and retail it as well. Just get with the person that invited you, and we can go over all the different options here as well. But one of my favorite ways that we get paid, Fred, is this. So a lot of companies out there in this industry have a car program, right? And all that does is really put somebody in debt. We're not about putting you in debt. We're about getting you out of debt. So with this, we're working through our system and we help you hit a certain level in one area that we get paid. Our company, we call this free money, sets aside free money into an account with your name on it. It's a savings bonus program. And when that account hits $10,000, they call you up, Fred, congratulate you. And guess what? They direct deposit that following Friday. Then after that, instead of getting paid 4 times a month here, you now get a 5th check. And that can go up to $2,000 a month. So there you go. There's your house note. There's your car note. There's your getting out of credit card debt. There's your kids' college education. Hey, there's a vacation, right? It's different for everybody. So you get to decide for yourself what you want to do with that income that you earned, or instead of somebody deciding it for you. We have another favorite thing of mine is our company has trips. We have 2 trips a year. We just got back off the super trip of from Tahiti of 2024. And this is a trip of a lifetime. It's a bucket list trip. I mean, Todd was a high school football coach. I was a stay-at-home mom. I don't care if we saved up our whole life. We could have never afforded to go on this trip, right? I mean, like, sure. When I was sitting there at the very beginning, just getting started. Oh yeah, that's for them, not for me. No, why not you? We're not any different than you are. We all start here the exact same way. We just wanted something different in life. And to think, I know that Todd and I had this conversation so many times while we were on this trip. Can you believe we were in Tahiti? Can you believe we were in Tahiti? No, we can't believe we're in Tahiti. I mean, he's just a football coach and I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like, we didn't do anything different, but just be consistent and work every single day and help the next person change their life from a health standpoint and a financial one. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? What a career. What do you do for a living? I get to help people change their lives from a health standpoint or a financial one. How awesome is that? Now, I don't know about you, but I get to be a part of some amazing transformations, and it's life-changing for you. The next one coming up in just a couple of weeks is to the Bahamas. So don't miss this. Next year, we'll have 2 trips. Join today. This, for nothing else, the savings, the health standpoint, and then to take free trips. I love to travel. Don't you love to travel, Fred? You're muted. You're muted, Fred.
It's one of my favorite things to do. I love to get up and go. And more importantly, I like to go with no restraints on when I get to come back. Nobody tells me when to come back. I get to come back when I want to come back.
I didn't have to ask off. I didn't have to ask for what they call PTO days. Nothing. Hey, listen, we all started there. No, nothing wrong with that, but you don't have to stay there, right? This is just the vehicle. Don't stay there. So I want to, Fred, we have got an extremely, extremely special guest here. And I'm so excited with Carrie. You heard from her a little bit earlier. She's a nurse. She's a mom. She's a wife. She's a friend. She's a dear friend. I love her dearly. She's an amazing lady. So much knowledge with her. She's changed. She's been a part of so many transformation of changing so many people's lives and helping them from a health standpoint. But here's what I love. She's building a massive, massive business, isn't she, Fred? You're muted, Fred.
Try not to make any noise. I've been hooting and hollering all night long. I just love what we do here. It's amazing what she's been able to do, being a full-time mom, a wife. And listen, my wife was a full-time pediatrician for 30 years. And I heard what these folks saw, what they go through as nurses and people who take care of others. And you think, well, where'd she get the time? We're going to ask her to share that with you. How did she do this with her life so full? Because most people, well, I haven't got time for that. But Carrie, are you with us still?
I am, yes. So our journey started about 10 years ago, and I always jokingly say I've been a nurse since the 1900s. After our second child was born, I started staying at home. So I became a stay-at-home mom, which I absolutely loved doing. And then we had a third child, and my husband told me when Carter was about 2 years old, he said, when Carter goes to kindergarten, you're going to have to go back to nursing full time. And it about made me sick to my stomach because I had just learned to love being mom, being there for my kids as they needed. My husband is an engineer, and at the time he was traveling constantly, and I just didn't want to add one more thing to our plate. And so it really became a prayer. I think I prayed for 2 years, not knowing what I was praying for. And then met a really good friend of mine, Steve Teglis, which is my sponsor. And we kind of just came together. I was teaching a pre-diabetes class, and we had a group of 12 people, and all they were doing was they were following the American Diabetes Association, their guidelines with foods. And I had to follow them for a year, and none of them were releasing weight. They had a lot of inflammation. At the time, I was 37 years old, and even though I still teach exercise classes and everything else, I felt like a 90-year-old woman. My inflammation was terrible. I did not need to release weight. But if you see in this bottom right-hand cornered picture of my husband, he needed to lose weight. And so he started on this journey at the same time. And then now you see him in the middle there. And so he was able to release, I think it was about 30 pounds is what he released. His blood pressure went down, everything else. Um, in the process, when I met Steve, we started doing the drops with the 12 people that I was already teaching for their pre-diabetes class. So we started the food list that's in the Slenderized box, and then we also started doing the drops. And all of a sudden, the people who had not released any weight in about 10 months' time, between October and the end of December, those same people ended up releasing between 20 and 30 pounds. And that was through the holiday season. And so after that, like I was totally sold. And I'm one of those people that I don't want you to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. And so during this process, I started following the food list, started taking my supplements, and within 3 weeks, the inflammation in my body was completely gone. And it was so bad that at the time Carter was 3 years old, I would not pick him up unless I was standing right by the sofa because I was scared that I was going to drop him. Or I would be fine walking down the hall in the morning, but come evening time, I felt like I had lightning bolts in my ankles. I mean, it was things like that that I was dealing with constantly. And that's when I realized that this was no longer just a thing. It became something that I needed to be as part of my lifestyle. So when I started business wise, I really and truly I got the supplements because I wanted to go support a friend. And, I wanted to get healthy, and that was fine. And then I learned that as a nurse, it's so much nicer to work with people who are healthy because healthy people are generally more happy. Your sick people are grumpy and they're not as fun to work with. And so it became kind of a mission to me to let's get these people healthy and happier, and they just started feeling better. And so for the last 10 years, we have, really been trying to help people to balance their blood sugars and detox and lessen inflammation and release weight and all those good things. And I've made it a mission to build relationships with these people, getting to know them one-on-one and helping them through their journey. And as far as a lifestyle, the ability to this has been a blessing. It's not something that I thought I would have ever done. I'm not a salesman. I never will be. Have never thought of myself as that at all. But within my second year of doing this business, I was able to retire from nursing. So I keep my nursing license, but I've literally been doing this longer than what I was as a full-time registered nurse. And I love it. I love the flexibility. I love the fact that I've been able to raise my kids. During COVID, when all my nurse friends were trying to homeschool their kids after they had terrible working shifts on top of it, like I was able to work my business at the kitchen table while all my kids were doing their schoolwork. That was nice. My mom is in her final days now, and not one time have I had to call up a doctor and say, "Hey, can I have some time that I can spend with my mom in these last days?" Not one time have I had to do that, and that is a blessing. Just the flexibility and the ability to make your own schedule and be flexible and be able to be there for your children and your parents or whoever as they need you. And financially, it has been a blessing also. We live a very simple life. We live on a farm, and that's the way we like it. I don't like bills, and so my dad has always told me I could squeeze a turd out of a buffalo nickel, and that's the way I like to live it. But it's been a blessing, both health wise and financially for our family. This is definitely one of the best decisions I think we've ever made.
If I could, I'd like to ask you just one or two questions, and it may be the last question for the night because we're all up against a hard clock. But let me ask you a question. I've come to learn because you've probably figured this out. I've been in this industry for over 25 years. What would you say to a lady or a gentleman who's listening tonight? You said you were praying for 2 years. That person who's in quiet desperation, who's working from 8 to 5 to 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 8 to 5 in today's economy, it takes $1,100 more per month to do what you were doing just 2 years ago, 3 years ago. What would you say to that family and the investment, and what would you say to that person who is going to get down on their knees tonight again, and they're just hoping, they're praying?
So definitely anytime you're going to make a any type of decision, but definitely a big decision in your life, I definitely say pray about it for sure. I always say that God works in mysterious ways, because when he introduced me to Steve Teglis, we are complete opposites. And just that self was almost a joke, because who would have ever thought those two people would have ever become friends? In the beginning, it's hard, especially if you have no experience with this type of business, like you don't know what you're doing or anything else. I honestly wish, Fred, I cannot imagine where all of our businesses would be today if we would have had the system that we have today, if we would have had that same system 10 years ago. So now I see people who are starting, friends that are nurses, teachers, whoever, whatever type of job. Most people start out, as a side gig. They like the tax credits or advantages that way. But we were never able to just like come out of the gate and start making a lot of money. And now that we have the system of growth with Slenderize, the way that we market it and everything else, this is honestly one of the simplest ways that someone can change their finances, which is amazing. But it's so simple that, literally, if you have a cell phone, you can do this work now. And the fact that you could probably can't hand it to your 10 or 11-year-old child and they could do the work for you. I mean, it's just the way the system works. So I would say anyone who like follows the system to a degree, you will be successful. No doubt. Now, if you're trying to change the rules and reinvent the wheel, it's probably not going to be, it's not going to work as well. But if you will follow the system, it will definitely work, because I have not seen anyone fail at it yet.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, we sure appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Wait a minute. Do I have, what time is it? No, I can't do it. We'll catch you another time.
All right.
And we've run a little late, but I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. I know everybody's going to be sharing the love with you. You're one of the national, international leaders in this company, and we're very thankful to have you here tonight. You could have been doing anything else, checking on your mom and your own children. I got to see you holding grandbabies and all that cool stuff. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you more than you know. We'll get you back real soon if you can fit us in your calendar.
Absolutely.
Ashley, I want to thank you for hosting this tonight. You're simply the best host in the whole world. Listen, folks, get back with the person who invited you to this Zoom tonight. $29.95, $30. Ask yourself, what if it works? It works. What if it doesn't work? It's $30. Get started, get your pack in. And if you don't do anything else, thank the person who invited you tonight, not next week, not 3 days, because they thought enough of you and they loved you enough to invite you here tonight in this very private Zoom tonight. And we thank everyone tonight. God bless Ashley. God bless Rick Carey. We appreciate you more than you know.
Everybody have a great night.